Hey Brian, like you have told that I could make you a video and you have been wanting one. So it wasn't the correct time to make this video, but still I managed to make it. I cannot speak much English properly because we are educated with the English medium of education, but still we don't have practice at home because our national language is Nepali, so it will be little difficult for me to talk about it, but still I'll try my best to tell my stories and how I got into this fundraising and looking after the kids. First of all, namaste. This is what we Nepalese do for greeting people in our ways. This is what we use as our language of Nepalese to respect the peoples bigger than you. Okay, like Brian, you have asked me how did I got into this matter, because many of us knows what life is. Life. A simple meaning of life is breathe, reproduce, enjoy. That's it. I know you too have had an experience of life. You are almost 41. I'm 19. It might long way to go. But we too have been through the childhood. How childhood is. Your childhood may be different, my childhood may be different, but we go through that stage. It's the life cycle of life. My friend, first of all, I'm very thankful that you have helped a lot to me without knowing my anything. You just helped in the blink of an eye. To convince many people, it was very difficult. But after you helped me with trust in a blink, and then I start convincing people about how I felt. Brian, my life actually started in a village where there is no facility of electricity, television, modern technology. In village there is nothing, there is no facilities of nothing. It is hardly to get two times meals of a day. I'm not telling that growing up in a village is bad, but still, after coming to city, knowing the world and its environment, culture, I felt that staying in village wasn't a right decision for me. In Nepali society, village is such a society that where a family must have a son. Like in your culture, there is no argument on having a son or a daughter in a family. But in Nepalese society, you should have a son, because everybody thinks that son can do anything rather than daughter. So sons are given more priority, but daughters aren't given. At the age of 15, girls are getting married each and every year, day by day. I have seen with my eyes. They do want to read, but they don't have any facility in the village, no education, because you don't have time for reading as well. You wake up in the morning, do the household chores, go to farm, plow the field, cut the grass, feed the buffaloes, feed the cows, feed the goat, and that's all. That's the life of a son. Some families are little more richer in village area, so they send their sons to earn money to Dubai, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, That's the city, India. But one of my mom's cousin was in the city for a long time because her cousin's husband was in British. So once he came to our village to look after her, she saw me. She saw me and, why are you keeping your child in village? So rather than getting me to studies in city, my mother simply replied, I cannot afford my son's studies at all. I wasn't encouraged to read or write or get educated. I was just in doing household chores every day by day. Like at the age of 7, I was working in field with my parents and families and cousins. Then she told, I'll help you, I'll help him with the studies, getting places, but you have to pay the monthly fees. And my mother was telling, okay, we'll try our best to do that. So I was brought into the city by her cousins. My cousins had a son. My cousin mothers have a son who he is now in UK. I was alone. I was brought. For some period of time, I was treated like a own son by cousin, and that cousin son treated me as like a brother. After getting into school, at the age of 7, I got into school. Then, after that, it all happened. Life started for me. How? Every day, day by day, I was the one who was doing the household chores, cleaning the house, dishwashing, doing my cousin's homework. I couldn't tell because at age 7 I could understand something. When I tried to tell my mother about it, they simply told, your mother will feel bad because she's doing hard things to get you studies in here. I used to be hungry. I used to get food which is of yesterday. I used to get beaten if I had done something wrong, if I did homework of my cousin wrong. Finally, the years and years passed. I was in grade 6 and I could understand a little bit about life once again, because like you have Christmas, our biggest festival of years, we have our own big festival which is called Dasai. Dasai is the time where we meet our families from all over the world. So certain period of time to get the blessing of elders, they are here to celebrate this festival, Dasai. After that, I could hardly see my mother. Like my mother used to call me, son, are you coming to home in the festival? My mother's cousin simply told that, and we're taking him out. We are taking him to celebrate with us, which was a lie. Lie that had to do a lot with my life. They went out to celebrate this festival. I was sitting home doing chores again, because in this festival we gather, we call people, we celebrate, we gather around in it. I was the one doing all the household chores. I have to serve the people, serve everyone. My cousin was very happy. He had got everything he needed. A nice clothes to wear, nice food to eat, a well rich family, but I was like slave. At school I was really good, so I jumped my classes at 7. I was in 5, then in 7. 1 year I didn't read class 6. Then finally we sometimes we get matured. Yeah, we got some knowledge about lives and everything else in life. Brian, you have a different culture. Your Russian culture is very fast different from ours culture, because in your culture at the age of 18, I hope mothers look after parents look after their sons and daughters, then after that they have to get on their own. But we don't have children like that. Some parents look their sons for like 40 years, 43 years, 45 years. Like, if you kiss a girl in Nepal by a boy in a road, just in 6, if anyone sees that, it is not nice. A big miscreants of there, like, oh look, that guy kissed a boy, that guy kissed a girl, all going up there. But your culture is very different from ours. Then I started, and life was like that, and education, because what is happiness? Till grade 8 I didn't know anything about happiness. For me happiness was just getting a good marks in my exams. That was my happiness. Rather not talking to my mom was my happiness. Let me show you a photo. Where's my photos? Like, I have posted some photos to use as well. I think so. Okay. Look, this is my home in village. This is my cousin sister. This is my grand, and this is me. Sorry, she's not with me anymore. But she was the one who took care of me every day, every night. Because my mom used to work in a field. After giving birth to me, after a month, she left me. Not lift like that, because she had to work hard. So my mother used to feed me, grandmother used to feed me, and tell me stories about great grandfathers. This is me right here. These are my cousins, and one and only one, my life, my everything, whom I am here for today, to make her happy and make her dream come true. So, sadness. How do I define a sadness? Sadness is defined when it hurts in here, when there is no one to tell about your happiness and sadness, how you feel in your heart. Pain is something that we feel, not that we get after getting beaten or getting else. From that day, I was very sad, because I had no one to tell about my life. After I passed out my class 10, which is called SLC, school leaving certificate, we get this in class 10. Then I told my mother, I'll stay away from them and I'll take a room. I'll do a work, but you still have to send me some money to get my fees of my college. Then I get away from them. I took one room. Then I started getting studying. But still, I could not do nothing about life still, because at morning 6 o'clock to day 3 we had college. There was no one to cook me food, there was no one to feed me, there was no one to do nothing about me, which I was like a disabled person. I was living like an orphan because I had no one to say nothing. I was waiting for the day to come, a nice day, where I could sit with my family and say, "Mom, can you pass me the food? Mom, can you get me this? Mom." The word, the first word of a child when he starts talking, mom, we call ama. Ama. But accepting phones, I didn't have a connection to my mother, because I could hardly talk to her because there was no phone facility at all. If my mother had to talk with me, she had to walk almost like 2 to 3 hours to reach the phone. So it was hard for me to get in touch with her. But still I struggle. I have struggled a lot in life. What pain, happiness, sorrows, I have done a lot. So our government is lagging behind. Politics have taken all over our country. Like, so I'm a computer science student and I'm reading management. So I had some ideas of making web pages and all. So one day I was listening to news. I heard, due to natural disaster flood, 20 parents were killed, and their sons and daughters were saved by Nepalese army, and they were taken to an orphanage. I heard that. Suddenly some ideas came into my mind. I was like, should I do that? I don't have much to give. I'm a middle class family member. I don't have any source or any things to give them. So you must be thinking about how I get into this game, Clash of Clans. Or like my friends are a little more upper class than me, I guess, because they have their families with them and they have their fathers and mothers earning in this city area. So I had a best friend who provided me a phone, an Indian phone, Micromax, which is almost like $90, 90 to $100 of your currency. And I was looking on Facebook. I was scrolling down and I saw Clash of Clans. I don't know, suddenly, oh, let's try it. And I tried this game. I was just playing on my own, and suddenly there was an ad like you go into a clan and then you get friends and like that. And I came into a clan, Brian, but like master kicked me. But again I came and I told I am sorry because I don't have any more connection to internet, so I'll be playing, but still. So I had you like friends like you, and so I went to an orphanage because I know how it feels to be like an orphan, treated like an orphan. In orphanage, they should feel like when we are going there, they treat that child nicely, but this orphanage was nice. Like I have to work for my college fees because I had been saving some, but I had like my college total fees of a year is almost $400 like year, like my 42,000, I hope 42,000 to 43,000. I had 20,000 with me, and I told from my side, please let us give these kids food they require and clothes. I'll do next what I can to help them. And the kids were all around me. Why? Because I had chocolate. Kids love chocolate. With that one chocolate, for a certain amount of time, I'm giving them relief, that kids happiness, for a certain relief, for a certain time. I can do that for all the years because I had to go on my own career. So then it came on my mind that let's do some fundraising for these kids, because these kids have a future. Life given by God. The life don't goes in vain, because I am here to help them. We are here to help them. Till date, these kids are like my own. I treat them like my own. I don't care about myself for these kids to get along with education, because once I read Nelson Mandela told that education is such a weapon which can change the world. Changing the world is what I wish to be most. I can do that on my own. To get a proper education in proper college, to get a proper job in a proper place, we who cannot even get a nice food to eat have to provide some money to get into that matter. My mom was calling me today and telling, "Son, how is your studies going?" Because 2 to 3 months back, I went to the village for like 15 to 20 days to make my citizenship and all, because we have to go to the village to mother and father. We have to make that. So I told, I'm doing well, mom. Don't you worry. I'll finish my studies. I'll do my better. I'll do my best. When I went to my village, my mother was proud, and she was telling me, "Look, my son is here. My son is here." She can't afford much, but after long years, I had been to village, and she called every members, like my family's members from down village, from another village, and there was some gathering. I was proud. I was feeling proud that getting here wasn't easy. It was tough. Tough because my mother had gone through many hard times for me to get this education. I can proudly tell that in that village, no one has learned more than me, or will learn more than me, because I don't know. I told my mom, soon I'll be taking you to my own world and make you feel proud. Sometimes I fought with my mother on phone, telling that my friends have this kind of stuff, I need this kind of stuff, and And my mother used to try and tell me, son, it is, are you there to have fun or get educated? And we would like to have some fun with friends. I didn't have a single penny in my pocket, but my friends used to always take me. They knew what I was going through. The only one thing that keeps me going on is that my mom once told me, be happy with the little things that we have. There are some people with nothing but still smiling, still manage to smile. So this is the thing that keeps me going on. Today I can share my knowledge and I can educate someone with something that may help them to get on the feet for life. Like, I'm in education, I'm good, I'm okay. I'm not the best and best. I don't get grading, upgrading. But something I experienced in my life was that I think through my journey to life with pain, sorrows and sadness and happiness, I can share my views and ideas about life and how to overcome them and how to get on your feet. Because while talking, this is what I got. Medals for encouraging those people having short amount of life or short amount of period to live. I get them encouraged to live and be happy for those period of time they are getting. Sometimes I am offered from my college to speak in a hospital about some lifestyle. I know how mother feels about their sons, because 3 years back I was on a trip to city where there were few hospitals and all, and suddenly there was an accident of a son of a boy, is I think 20 to 23, and he was hit by a small car. He was on bike. So after hitting, that car ran away, and that boy's hand was broken and his leg. Blood was all bleeding out, and I had that boy to get a hospital, and I got his phone and I looked, and there was his mother's name, and I called her, and she and her father, or his parents, were in hospital, and doctor told the parents, okay, we are going to operate on him, and they told that the blood they had on stock had finished, so they should ask from out of the city, which will take some time, 10 to 14 hours maybe. And that mothers cried into tears, burst into tears, because there wasn't enough time to get their blood. So I asked the doctor, which blood group do you need? And the doctor told, it's B positive. B positive? I have a B positive, because I was underage. At the age of 18 only you could give blood, and he asked me, how old are you? I was like, oh, I am 18. Oh, okay, you can give. I was like, okay, I can give a blood. because if someone's life is saved by a help I'm giving, it will be very happy, because I know what is help and how it feels. So I gave blood. I gave blood to that boy. After giving blood, yeah, it was okay. His operation was successful. Then mother and his father came, and they cried so bad that I remember of my mother. How she would feel if I got into this matter, like into this accident. So they asked me if there was anything they could do me with money or something, but I told, if you do wish to help me, I simply told them, do help the needy, because helping the helpless is what we shall do with what we have. So this is what I got. Certificate of appreciation, Rosen Groom, for having blood taken. We have contributed donation. Neighbor is consulted as usual, organized care, and this is what certificate I got from the hospital, and they admired me. They told I was helping them because there was no one willing to help them. That's what it should be like. So, Brian, I'm very happy that you have helped and you wish to help some more. I wish you will help, because the kids are the one who will change the world if they get educated.